Thank you so much for joining. We have quite a crowd and more joining by the second, but it's already 11:02. So we're going to get started. Pleased to have with me over here the CEO and co-founder of EasyPortal, Viktor. We've been working with Viktor for a while and very excited to finally have him launch EasyPortal. We've been very excited to see all the traction in the community and the excitement from everyone, the different use cases. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Viktor to introduce himself, EasyPortal, and get right into a live presentation of how to get started and some practical use cases you can use SmartSuite and EasyPortal with.
Avi, thank you. Thank you for this great introduction. And you already mentioned some of the things that I'll be talking about. We are super excited. We are super pumped. We've been working very hard for the last 6 months to show you what we have. And we are a little bit nervous, but very excited for you to give us your feedback and tell us how we can build EasyPortal around you and your needs and your use cases. My name is Viktor Yevpak. I've been in tech for 14 years. I've started several successful companies. I have a big service company called eCreative with 180 people. I've also created several products. There's a parental control app out there called Kids Locks. So if you have kids and want to monitor their time and the content they consume on devices, is one of them. Food tech, gym stuff like LiveBase is a gym solution that we've done. And the latest thing that we've done is EasyPortal, because we've been huge fans of SmartSuite and we've been using it for many years. And we saw the need for portals and for these small windows for ourselves. We use EasyPortal, we use SmartSuite for our own project management inside of eCreative, inside of other products. And I think a lot of you will find a lot of useful tools for your use cases. So when I'm going to be presenting use case, don't think of a specific elements that you see. Think of the features and functionalities that EasyPortal can do and try to apply to your specific use case. So where do you start? I always start with why, and Avi already took care of that. Why do you need a portal? Is because you don't want to share all your data, all your what we call backend, with all your customers, which you might have 10 or 10,000. You want to give small portions of specific content to your users and only that is relevant to them. You want to communicate with your users, you get feedback from them, and you send information to them. All that has been covered very nicely by Avi and a lot of the use cases you've shown. How do we approach EasyPortal? It's in the name. It needs to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. I will try to show you, and hopefully you will also see that it's quite easy. If you find some things complicated, please let us know. I'll tell you how to stay connected with us. But the whole idea is we do the complicated things so the things look and work very easy, very intuitive, very flexible. You can style your blocks, your pages, your portals. You can select different user access for different blocks, for different pages. And it's also through, how do we do it? Through very intimate relationship with SmartSuite, with a very direct cooperation. You will see that it's very easy to log in with single sign-on. We are committed to support all SmartSuite field types. We are on track to do this by the end of this year, hopefully much faster and sooner. You can have a look right here on our website, easyportal.com, which is made by EasyPortal, of course. There is a button here, product and SmartSuite field types, and you will see which field types we currently support and which ones are coming soon. And every week, this is our commitment, we make an update every Thursday or Friday, and we update the platform with new field types, with new features, with new templates. More about that, I'll tell you as I go along the presentation. So how much EasyPortal is going to cost? Right now, it's free. You can use it any way you want until sometime in December. So it's in free public beta. Try it, tell your friends. But then in December, we're going to start introducing pricing. So there's no gotcha moment. So you can right away start thinking and budgeting and thinking how much data, how many users you're going to have. So what's going to cost you? We have a pricing page here on our website. We have 5 plans. The last one is very custom. So if you have a lot of customers, you have very specific needs, we'll build a plan around you. There's a free plan where you can create one portal with up to 1,000 records in one block per block with no collaborators and up to 100 external users. Other plans are built around those criteria: amount of portals, amount of records, dynamic records per dynamic block, amount of collaborators, and amount of external users. All here on the pricing. Have a look. Right now for the next couple of months is definitely free for you. And how can you engage with us? Because this is very important. It's free and we want to get something from you. We want to get feature requests from you. You are the driving force of EasyPortal. If something is missing, if something is not there yet, please use our button here on the website, product feature requests. We use Canny for that. You can see the roadmap. You can also report an issue. There is an intercom inside of our builder and on the website as well. And you can talk to us in Slack. So we have a Slack community. Again, if you go to resources right here, community, that will take you to our Slack page and you can join our Slack community and we will talk to you directly there. So without further ado, I'm going to do the demo, the live demo of the product. I'm going to show you how to start with SmartSuite. I'm going to show you the dashboard, the actual builder. I'm going to talk about collaborators and external users. I'm going to explain how pages work, how blocks work, what kind of blocks we have, the visibility of blocks. We're going to talk about dynamic data interaction, what you can do with the dynamic data, how you can show specific data to specific users and collect the data from your users. And then I'm going to do a publish and go live and hopefully even connect a subdomain, a domain. I bought a specific domain for this presentation and launch the website for you. I have a domain here called pro-marketing.guru, and we're gonna be building a marketing portal. So this is the setup. Imagine we are a marketing agency and we have clients, we have internal employees, and we have outside contractors. And while we communicate to our clients, we ask them to give us assets and we check on what kind of assets they give us. So we talk to our clients around the assets. And at the same time, we supply our clients with reports on how certain marketing campaigns are doing, what numbers they're showing, and they can also contribute to the reports or they can manage the report. They can start and stop a marketing campaign. I'll show that in a little bit. So what do we do? How do we start? We go to easyportal.com and I'm here. And so you can either press the button start building portals or sign up for free, or if you're already a user, press login. And that takes you to our login page. And right away, you will see a nice big button, continue with SmartSuite. So if you have a SmartSuite account, you don't need an EasyPortal account. We're nicely integrated with SmartSuite. All you need is one account at SmartSuite. You just press continue with SmartSuite. That brings your SmartSuite login page. I have already an account here called developer@easyportal.com, and I press continue. And here we are inside of the EasyPortal. This is our EasyPortal dashboard. Let me tell you what it has. So on the left here, these are our spaces. Think of folders. Inside of those spaces, you have portals. It's very nice to organize the portals into spaces. And that also works very nice if you want to share your spaces or your portals with certain people. So I have several spaces here. I will create a new space and I'll call it EasyPortal Demo. And so I have some portals, portal templates here at the top. There's only 4. There'll be much more coming soon. We want to have at least 30 templates. If you have a specific template request, please use our link on the website, use Kenny and say, we want this template. And those templates that will be upvoted the most will be made first. So this is the place where you have your templates and your portals. When you create them, you can easily navigate between spaces here. You can change the settings of your space right here. You can invite people to collaborate with you on various levels. You can invite an admin collaborator or account collaborator. That will be the person who has access to everything, to all the portals of all the spaces. You can invite a collaborator on a space level. For example, I have this space called Playground, and I have 2 collaborators here, and I want to invite another collaborator. So I'm going to do, let's say, Avi at SmartSuite.com. I should spell it right, probably SmartSuite.com. And now I've invited Avi. He's going to get an email, and Avi will have access to all portals of this space. Avi can create new portals in this space, and I can create new portals in this space, and Avi will see all the portals that I create, and Avi will see all the portals that I create, and I will see all the portals that Avi creates. Or you can invite collaborators specifically to a specific portal. There's several ways you can do it. Through here, add portal collaborator. This is the whole collaboration dashboard. You will see all your collaborators on all levels. Here's Avi here with his nice picture. He is still yet to accept my invitation, and I can invite account collaborators, and I can invite specific portal collaborators here. So these are not external users. These are the people that co-create portals with you. And so let's start making a portal. I'm going to go to my newly created space called EasyPortal Demo, and I can create it out of a template like this one, event planning template. And that pre-populates it with some content, some images, some pages, some blogs. Right here, I will explain all of that in a little bit. You don't need to think what all that means, but you just saw that we've started off with already created content. So it's easier for you to get started. Or I can easily delete this if I want to. So I'll just quickly delete this portal. I can create a fresh portal by pressing this button. We still give you some building blocks. So you can understand what to start with, but they are all filled with dummy data around that makes no sense. It's not about CRM or sales or whatever the template is. It's just dummy data. We're inside of our builder now. This is where you build your portal. Inside of the builder, you have several toolkits that you need to understand. The left-hand bar is where you have the major settings of your portal. So I can right away change the name of the portal, Demo Day Portal. I can add a subdomain or a domain. I can add a data source. I can, again, invite collaborators to this specific portal. So this is general settings. There's more SEO settings coming soon. We want to support history and version tracking inside of your portal. So if somebody does something that you want to roll back, that's going to come soon. You have as well pages inside of your portal. So your portal, your website consists of pages, and pages consists of blocks. These are blocks. I'm going to talk about blocks in a little bit. These are pages. You can easily create new pages right here. I'm going to create a new page. We're going to call it reports. I like it if it's capitalized. And I right away am navigated to that page. I can drag it and put it right here. I can go to my home page, to my about page, to my sign-in page, and reports page that I've just created. So this is where you jump between pages. You can also do it from here, from the little button here. This is styling and appearance, the general appearance of the whole portal. Now you can style specifically each block, and I'll show you that in a little bit, but this styling applies to the whole portal. So for example, for my branding, I want another font for my titles and another font for my body text. So I save that, and right away you saw that the font here changed. I can change the general layouts and colors of buttons, and there'll be more styling coming, general styling coming to the portal as we build the platform. Let me then quickly jump to this element here called users or external users. So these are the people who are going to log in to your created and published portal, and they'll be able to see content that is designated for the logged in users or specific to them. How do you bring in your users? First of all, I already have my SmartSuite data ready. So we always start with SmartSuite. I have a SmartSuite solution called EasyPortal Demo. And there I have four applications, one called Users, Projects, Reports, and Assets. We'll be working with all of them. So I imagine you have your own solution with your own application. So one of them is Users. Notice we don't store any passwords anywhere. It's all very secure. All we have, and the most important things here, will be their name, their email, and possibly the user group if you want to use that element. So you just select a data source here. I need to connect to my SmartSuite account again. In the future, we'll even take that away. And so that once you log in, it's already right there. I select my workspace. I select my solution. It is called EasyPortal Demo. I select my SmartSuite application, which is called Users. I select the all users groups. If I forget what that means, there's a little button here called Link to Connected Data Source, and it opens that same stuff, SmartSuite, in the new window. So you're like, oh yeah, that's the one that I wanted to connect. Now we need to identify the users. The main identifier is the email field, and we ask, out of all these things in SmartSuite, I'm going to put it right here, which one is the email? And mine is finally called email. Which one is the name, corresponds for the name. So I select the name field, and I'm going to explain to you the element of user groups. So I also have a field type called user groups. And imagine, so you don't only have one type of external users, you have different cohorts of external users. In my case, that is clients, employees, and contractors, outside contractors. And I can specify certain pages and certain blocks to be visible for all members of a user group, let's say employees. So for that, I need to import that user group here. You can also import other fields if you want. And here we have all the users that are important here, 50 of them. Now you ask me, what if I have not 50, but 1,000 or 10,000 users? How does that work? Just to brag a little bit, I'm going to show you how we import the 10,000. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Done. 10,000 users imported from SmartSuite into EasyPortal. Here's 10,000. Again, we've been working very hard to build very good connection with SmartSuite. So all these things are working seamlessly. So I'm going to go back to my original example of EasyPortal Demo. Sorry for this vanity exercise. I'm very proud that we were able to do that. Email, name, user group, done. So it's still there. Again, everything you've done is right now only visible to you, the portal maker. We haven't published anything yet. Okay, there's a button here called Publish, and there's a button here called Preview. What's the difference? Let's go back now again to our main page, the home page, and let's talk about the builder. So we've covered the left navigation bar. Let's talk about the builder. Above the builder, we have the Preview button and the Publish button. The Preview button is for you to see how this portal, this website, this web application is going to look to users without publishing it. So if I press here, it's going to generate a very strange URL. Don't worry about it. It's going to try to compose all this data and give you this link that is not visible to anybody. except you can share this link to some of the people that you want. But if you make some changes, but you're not sure of, you can do this through preview before you do the publish. And once you are ready to go live, you hit publish. We'll come to this in a little bit. Let me show you this element as well. Every block, everything that we make is dynamic. It's nicely scalable for the big screen of a computer, a smaller screen of the tablet, and a very small screen of the mobile phone. So you can right away see how everything works on all levels, including here in the preview mode. And you can see that each block right here, they're stacked one on top of each other. They have these little icons there, and they show their visibility type. There's several visibility types, but the three core ones: visible to all users. So this block right here is visible to all users. This block is called hero block, to all users. This block right here, this navigation bar with a key, is visible to logged in users. And this block right here is visible to non-logged in users. And now that we've imported our user groups, remember, clients, employees, and contractors, I can also set certain blocks to be visible for specific user groups. So this can apply to your example. So you have the blocks. And blocks are basically pieces of content. I told you that they have a visibility type, and they have another type based on the type of data. They can be static or dynamic. If you press add block button, you will see static blocks and dynamic blocks. What's the difference? Static blocks are the blocks where you manually with your hands type in static data, and it doesn't update automatically through anything unless you go back to your portal and just change it with your hands. So let's do it right now. I have this nice hero block, and I will change the text of my title in the banner. You can see right away it changes right here. I'm not going to type, so I'm just going to copy paste some text that I already have made. Change the text. I will change the button here. Instead of get started, I will say get a quote. And I will change the image, upload a new image, this illustration right here. And I'm going to use this image right here. So you change your content yourself with your hands. If you want to update it, you go back to the portal and change it. That's basically the gist of static blocks. There's lots of them. And we're going to be bringing more blocks and more variations of blocks: teams, testimonials, navbar, banners, hero images. Let's try and add another static block. So when you add any block, it just gets added to the bottom. But if you want to add somewhere specifically, you just mouse over a block, and you see there is a little button between the blocks, insert a block here. So I'm going to press it, insert a block here, and it just shows me the space is where it's going to go. And I'm going to do as a hero simple centered block. It just brings it here. Again, the link, I don't want the button. So I just delete the button, and I will say I can change any text. I can add more styles. Let's talk about styles. Each block has its own styles. I can have less padding from the top and from the bottom. I can change the background color or the background image of this block. Let's just put another background color to it. You can play around and try to style any way you want your block. If there's something specific that we don't have here, we have a catch-all block called embed code. And you just put in, it can be an embed of a YouTube video. It can be an embed of a Fillout form that I saw an amazing demo that works with SmartSuite or whatever. And we can embed HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that is rendered in the browser on the front end. we have all these nice static blocks, galleries. And see, right now we have one type of gallery, but there'll be 4 or 5 other versions of the gallery. So if you are lacking a specific version of a specific static block, again, please use request a feature, and we'll try to include it into the next sprint as soon as possible. So that is the static block. I'm going to show you again how I showed you how to change content statically, how to do styling. You can have all these borders, and how to set visibility. So this one I'm going to do only for the logged in users, or I can do only for clients, etc., etc. So that's static blocks. Now, the most fun and the most cool element are the dynamic blocks. And we have right now several of them. I'm going to be showing you table, calendar, and card view in this demo. So remember our premise. We are a marketing agency, and we have clients, we have projects, we have employees, we have assets. Here's all our data, and we want to create a portal to interact with our employees and our clients. So I will, first of all, create a new element in my navigation bar. I'm going to change the logo. I don't like this logo. I'm going to put in I have some logo here in my navigation bar, which will be available only to logged in users, this navigation bar. And I'm going to add another link there, which I'm going to call reports. I will set a background color and different background color for it. I'm going to add a nice icon to it. And I'm going to make this color and that text and the color font. Okay, fine. And I am going to add an action, link this menu item to a page that I created in front of you called reports. So that is done. So I just want to see how it works on the live. So this will be the first time I'm going to publish this portal. Every time that there are changes that are ready to be published, that are unpublished, this publish button is going to be blue. If you published everything and there's nothing else to publish, it changes its color. It's grayed out like this. So we've published our portal with what we've got. Here's the link. You can copy it. You can open it. You can open the portal with this button. Here's the portal that is visible to the general public. And in order to see that, you can see how it's visible to the non-logged in users. So this corresponds to this. And now I will want to check how it looks for the logged in user. There is a sign in button here. And how do we sign in? Again, I don't like this logo, so I'm going to go quickly to the sign in page and change the logo. Use already have my own library. I don't have to upload it again. It's right there. Publish updates, refresh the page, boom, it's right there. And I will log in as one of our clients. So we are our clients. Here's the first client called Lyra English, and her email is coincidentally victor@easyportal.com. So I'm going to type in victor@easyportal.com and press sign in. Now, because we don't have any passwords, we don't manage passwords, we don't store passwords, we use the same element as Slack does. We do these magic links. An email has been just sent to victor@easyportal.com with a login link. I'm going to open my email. Here it is. Hi, Larry English. Here's your login credentials and login link. And let me just quickly put it right here. So I'm now logged in as Lyra English, and now I see my homepage as a logged in user. So now I have this bar right here, and I have now access to the page and the button called reports. let's go back to the reports page. It's blank. And let's add our first dynamic table with data from SmartSuite to show our reports. Add block, dynamic block, table, default table. So this is not the actual data. This is dummy data to show you just how it's going to look. We need to select data source. Again, we're already logged into SmartSuite. We don't need to log in again. Select SmartSuite, select workspace. If you have many workspaces, you can select a different workspace. And by the way, when it comes to collaborators, if I've added my SmartSuite data to a portal, and I've added a collaborator to a portal, that collaborator will have the access to that SmartSuite data, but only on the solution level. If I added a connection to the solution called EasyPortal demo, my collaborator will not have access to any other solutions that I have. This is my privacy setting. And so if my collaborator then can go in and add another dynamic table with another application from that solution called EasyPortal demo and nothing else. I'm going to add an application called reports. And once I do this, I will select the view. We will change right here the table, and that's going to right away populate now with real data. I'm going to quickly publish that and go to reports. For the first time, as we are gathering all the data, it might take a second, but we are working to improve the speed dramatically. So it's going to be flying every time you update the portal. Lyra English can see now this table that is brought in from SmartSuite. This table reports right here is exactly the same as this table right here in the portal. If I, for example, change something here and put a budget for marketing experiment 8, marketing experiment 2 to 8,000. So marketing experiment 2, hang on just a second. Hang on, reports. Marketing experiment 2 has been updated to 8,000. And you don't need to make any changes to your portal. You keep working with your SmartSuite data. You either update it manually or through automations, and we will constantly, pull in the latest data on the fly from your SmartSuite application. Now, some other cool stuff. We've added this table, but I don't want to show everything in this table. I don't want to show client names to Lyra English. So I go into content and I go to fields to display, and I will select do not show clients. I'll publish that and refresh the page, and clients are not visible here anymore. It's there for the purpose of calculation or logic, but it's not visible in any way to Lyra English or to any logged in user. What else I can do? I can, if I have a lot of data, thousands of rows of data, I can enable sorting of this data. So for example, I can sort my projects in an alphabetical order, A to Z. So I can do that, and you can do it with any field, and text will be A to Z, numbers will be 1 to 0, or the other way around. And so I will go back to my reports. Sorting is available. I can do A to Z or Z to A. It's there. What else I can do? I want to also be able to filter my data. So I have a lot of data, and I want Lyra to be able to quickly drill down only to the projects and marketing experiments that are, let's say, in planning. So I add a new filter by the field type status. It shows right here, publish, update. And now I have a filter. I can say only in planning. And that's just filters my content. I can have several in planning and complete. And I can add many more filters. I want to take you back to our original website and SmartSuite fields that we are working on. All the field types will be available for all actions, including filtering. Some of them are available, some of them come in soon. You can always refer back to here. What else I can do that is quite cool? Let me right away show you how I want to display data that is relevant only to Lyra English. So here's my table and my application called reports. I have 10 records, and Lyra English is present 1, 2, 3, I think 3 of them. All I need to do is here in content, filter content for logged in user, and we select which will be the identifier. This will be the field called client. This field right here, client. So if Lyra English logs in, Lyra English will see her data, Harper will see his data, etc. So we publish that. And now if we update, Lyra English should see only the records that are relevant to her. Just to double check, I will show the client field again. And you will see that these are only the fields that are available only where Lyra English is one of the clients. So this is how you create these little windows of information just for your specific users. What other cool things you can do? Obviously, there's all the stylings you can do for the blocks. They're available in the dynamic blocks as well. There's summary stuff you can do. If you want to summarize, you take a field and it has data, numbers here, and you want to create an average budget or the maximum estimate reach or the minimum cost per user. You can all do this through a summary option. Because of the lack of time, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to talk about a very cool thing called actions. And for that, I'm going to actually use another report. I'm going to quickly create another menu item, another page. I'll call it, remember we have also assets, and I'm going to create a menu item for assets. And fine, I'm not going to style it, and I'm going to add an action to the page called assets. That's done. And so now when I go to my, I don't like that it's here. I'm going to put it here, assets page. I'm going to add another block. This time it will, all dynamic blocks pretty much work in the same manner, but they just a different presentation. So I'm going to give you a card view block and connect another data source, another application, EasyPortal demo, and assets. The story being, I'm requesting my client to submit me some assets, and the client submits some assets, so back and forth with the emails. We use the portal to do it. And here's the data that I have in my assets application. Some of it has been filled in, some of it has not been filled in, and we show them right here. And let me show you what I can do to collect data from my customers. I will, again, make this available and filtered to the logged in user, but I don't have the, for this, I don't have users connected here, so that's fine. I'll just use the logged in user for this example. And I'm going to use actions tab of this block and allow to create record. That adds a button here, and I would say add assets. And I can specify which field types my user is allowed to add to fill in their add-in assets. Right now we have title, link, I don't want link to projects, URL, social links. Images and files are coming this Thursday. So there'll be a major update of EasyPortal. We were just a little bit short for this demo. You'll be able to allow your users to submit images and files starting with this Thursday. You can allow your user to edit existing records. And if you want, and if you're very adventurous, you can allow them to delete. I'll show you how that works. So let me publish that. And I will hit refresh. That creates a new item called assets. Here's my card view. Some of the stuff is available here. Some of the, you can see files, you can see images. Here's the file PDF that you can browse, but the support for adding files from your user is coming this Thursday. And if I'm just here and I don't want to delete that one, I'll just delete this one. So that's just like this. I just deleted a record. It's gone from here, and it's gone from here. If I want to edit a certain asset, a certain record, I say here, edit record, and I will put my last name in the social network item, update record. It's updated here. So this is called agency shortlist, and that's updated. Hang on here. Right. So again, you've just collected data from your user from outside of the SmartSuite, from the portal. And if my user wants to add assets, they can just create new asset, the URL. I can add URL here, my LinkedIn here, and add record. And as soon as it's done, it's available right here, new asset that I've just created over here. Again, it works with all field types, and the support of adding more field types is coming very soon. So I've just shown you how you can show the data to the specific users, how you can filter the data, how can you interact with the data by adding, deleting. I'll show you very quickly a couple of more block types. I'm going to do it on the reports. Calendar is a popular dynamic block. I'm going to add a dynamic block called calendar. For that, I'm going to use the same data source reports, because my data source reports has a field type called due date. And all I need to end date, all I need is to select the field based on which we're going to build the calendar. It will be the end date field and the title. And since this one reports has the users connected here, the clients, I can even do select through the logged in user. So I will publish that quickly, and I'm going to go back to reports. And I will see my calendar here, and you will see that there is a Lyra English has a marketing experiment number 1, which is ending on September 1st. So here's September 1st, marketing experiment number 1. Again, we've now organized and we're viewing all your data and all your records in a calendar dynamic block. Calendar table, and we had also card view. So that is more or less everything. I'm going to quickly try to do the custom domain. So I have a domain here. I'm going to do this promarketingguru.com. Now, it's a little bit tricky because it can take up to 24 hours for the domain registrar to update. But so you understand. So we give you right away directions, set record host at, and use given IP address. So this is the IP address. I just copy it. I go to my thing here, record host at, answer this, add record, and that's been done. Let me see if it's going to be right away available. Come on. It's already showing. Oh, I didn't publish. That's why. Okay. Marketing Guru. So publish my updates and voila, it's
Nice.
there. Promarketing.guru now is my portal and I can sign in and do all of the things. Okay.
Amazing. Look at those reactions coming in. Love
Cool.
it.
We've been excited to show this to you. Again, I see all the cool things that we can add and improve. This is just the beginning. We're very committed to growing this platform and making your life easier by having a seamless integration with SmartSuite and showing the nice data that you have in SmartSuite and automating your workflows. So questions? Yeah.
Amazing. First of all, Viktor, that was phenomenal. Thank you for driving that full demo platform integrated into a live use case build where you're actually building a product. That was phenomenal to see it all come together. And I think the excitement is evident from the crowd and the reactions. We have quite a lot of questions coming in, so we're just going to do our best to move through them rapid fire. If you can potentially share screen as you're answering questions, if it's relevant, but let's try to move them quickly as possible. And folks, if you have any questions, I know a lot of questions went in the chat section. Please drop them in the Q&A so we can get to them one by one. If they're in the chat, they're hard to find and come to. If in the Q&A, we'll make sure to get all the questions answered. And so with that being said, let's dive in with our first question. Maxime is asking, will EasyPortal have Ukrainian localization as SmartSuite does?
Yes, sure. We want to add lots of languages. We are an international team. SmartSuite has customers all over the world. And yes, we have really good tools to add quick localizations for Italian, Spanish, German, French, whatever, Ukrainian. So it's going to come. Yeah.
Amazing. Sounds good. Tim is asking, will MFA be supported?
Can you explain what is MFA?
Multi-factor authentication. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, something we can discuss. At this time, we are happy with SmartSuite's single sign-on that has Google integration and other platforms connected to it. If you feel that you need it for your security criteria, drop us a line and we will definitely look into this and see how we can add either like a thing where you get a text message, an SMS, or like Authenticator app, whatever. So that can be added. Yeah.
Perfect. Amazing. Tim is asking another question. Can one user be assigned to more than one user group?
Yes, absolutely. Because it comes from SmartSuite. So yeah.
Excellent. We have another question coming in. Can we change the size of the static blocks?
At this point, no, but we are working on a thing here in the settings called here will be advanced website width. And it's not that simple to change the size of the block because it needs to work nicely with other blocks and it needs to scale gracefully for tablet and for mobile. And we want to have a universal approach to that. Yes, it's going to be like XXL, L, M, and small versions of the block. Yeah, so it's coming soon.
Okay, sounds good. And I like that approach because, again, people don't realize we have to factor all the different devices that this would be shown on. It's a challenging piece. I know that. Okay, next question from Danny. Does it support RTL languages or have CSS for that purpose?
We don't support RTL languages, something that we can look into. In fact, I have to ask my developers what RTL is. I know CSS and I know JavaScript, and for many cases, that should be enough. We looked around other products, and I don't think they use RTL. They only use CSS and JavaScript. And it has to do as well with that security. If you allow anybody to inject code into your portal, you want to make sure it's extremely secure. And so far, we just feel comfortable with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript that is rendered on the front end.
Quick clarification from Danny. RTL is right to left. I didn't even know what that was. So RTL is right to left languages, so meaning Hebrew, Arabic. Will you be able to
yes.
in Hebrew and Arabic? Or if not, can we have CSS so that folks can have their own web blocks that they can right, in Hebrew or Arabic or any other language that's right to left.
So in one of the products that I mentioned before, Kids Locks, we did RTL. We've done Arabic. It's quite tricky. It's not just the language. The whole UI needs to be mirrored. If we see that there is a growing community of people that are requesting that, we'll definitely do it. So you drive our product development.
Okay, sounds good. Danny, it's up to you to advocate for it and get more users in Hebrew and Arabic and any other right to left language. And Danny's clarifying, he's asking for the static blocks, obviously. And sounds good. I guess we'll see how many right to left language, native language speakers we have in the product doing that. Okay, Maxim is asking, is it possible to reference connected data in SmartSuite directly in embed Java code section, draw a custom graph diagram from data in there?
Hey, that was too fast. Can you just unpack that again?
Sorry. Yep. Sorry. I'll read that. Is it possible to reference connected data in SmartSuite directly in embed Java code section? Like an example would be to draw a custom graph diagram from data in there.
So I would imagine that I can get back to you on that, but I can imagine that you can put that in as an export of SmartSuite iframe. So you can have a specific view in SmartSuite as a specific page, and then there's an embed link, and you bring it in through embed code block as an iframe. That way you can bring in SmartSuite that way, but I don't think you could just copy paste the code between the platforms, again, for the security reasons.
Okay. Tim is asking, will there be capability to have external admin user that can manage the external users for a specific company? That's an interesting one. So having an admin who's not a builder in the portal, but basically only allowed to manage all the other users, right? So let's say I have a client who's a marketing agency, and I want to assign the admin at the marketing agency admin access to invite other team members with specific access to their portal that I'm providing them.
So hypothetically, if you trust that person with everything, then he can do it right now as a total admin. But if you don't trust that person to actually go into the portals, but trust to invite and manage the users, that is a very specific user role that we can look into creating. Please submit into our Canny board and see if that's upvoted. It's quite niche. When we looked into all the products out there, we haven't seen that, but I can see the use case. Definitely, I can see the use case.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I never thought of that, but I think it's definitely an interesting use case to basically be a user admin, right? I don't want the person having access.
HR. They're not the HR.
Okay, sounds good. Tim, the work is on you to get voters to upvote this and see if this is a feature EasyPortal will work on. Josh is asking, can we pre-fill a field? Example, we have tasks that have a project link and would want to pre-fill the project or only allow users to choose one of the projects they are a part of.
Pre-fill. If you have already some value in a record from SmartSuite, so it's already pre-filled, and you allow the user to edit that, so that kind of serves as a pre-filled. But you want also to limit on what they can type in, or I just need to understand the use case better. I don't think
I think pre-fill on even on empty values. Let's say the value is not filled in SmartSuite, but just pre-fill it on the EasyPortal side, or limit the selection. So even though in SmartSuite, let's say there would be a single select or a multi-select or a status that has 5-6 options within EasyPortal to the specific user group, you want to limit it and say only these options would be available. It's similar to what SmartSuite has on forms. So forms in SmartSuite, you can limit the selection on the form. So even though the field has, let's say, 5 statuses, I can say that from this form, only these 3 statuses could be submitted or could be a potential choice for the user.
That's actually a very valid. I could see a big use case for that. We'll file it as one of the things right away to look at. So you right away, showing the user, I have 5 or 6 values in this field, but I want you to be able to manipulate only 3 of them. So that will be somewhere around this section content. So you will go here and I say, we'll take status, and then we'll show you different values of the status here being start, planning, in progress, and start. And then it will say, okay, which of these values, there'll be a check mark on, off, or show or not show. And that will then allow the user, especially, or maybe when we go to actions, when we say, okay, you will be allowed to add a record called status, and then the properties, the options of adding the status will be only these values. So I guess it'll be right here. Yeah, we can definitely add that.
Yeah, and Victor, you might want to look at also SmartSuite's implementation of this on forms,
Okay.
with a single select or a status to give you an idea of what this user is asking, but I think that would be very valuable. Okay, moving on. I know it's already 12 o'clock, so we still have quite a crowd here. We're going to continue running through the questions as quickly as we can. And for those who have to drop out, the recording will be posted on YouTube. If you have a few extra minutes, we'll try to run through all the questions that we have. We have quite a few questions over here. So Jay is asking, can we expand records into a new window or new tab versus a pop-up?
Yes.
Okay, easy enough.
If you go to anything, actions, let's say, hang on just a second, I will give you any option right here. Add action, open page, open in a new tab. Is that what you're asking right here?
Okay, perfect. Tim is asking, where is the data filtered? I.e., is the filter condition sent to the back end and only relevant data is brought over as opposed to filtering the data on the front end, right? Is the data filtered in the API request or on the browser?
It's filtered on our side. Yeah, it depends. It depends because we're trying to as well not overload the front side so it loads faster. I have to double check with the developers, but I have a feeling that it's filtered on our side. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess you'll get back to Tim on that. Julian is asking, will Google Fonts be integrated?
Sure. The problem with Google Fonts is that they're not that easy to be integrated. We thought of integrating them first, but it requires a lot of custom coding. So we have these fonts available. If you want any other fonts, please let us know, so that, again, it has to load fast. It has to have the right privacy and IP on that. We don't break any laws. But if it has an open integration with Google Fonts, sure, we'll add that.
Okay, sounds good. And we have an anonymous attendee asking, is dark theme an option or will it be?
Dark theme. Never thought of that. It can be. It's quite tricky because you have to think how you take, for example, this image, which is black, and then revert it, do a negative, and how you calculate all the colors that you set up here. It seems like an easy thing, but it's very hard to do. I forgot one thing to show you here in the navigation bar. We have a very cool style here. You can put your navigation bar to the left if you want. If you're building an application, your navigation bar will be here on the left.
Okay, sounds good. Here's an interesting question. Let's see if I can follow this. Marcel is asking, can the link to an EasyPortal page accept an inbound variable based on a SmartSuite record ID to present info about that specific record on a public guest / not logged in page? Or do we have to create an EasyPortal page for every SmartSuite record that we want collaboration on? Or can we create one page that can be variable based on a SmartSuite record ID? Does that make sense?
Kind of. I understand the concept of passing, it's called deep links, and passing the variables through the link, through the URL. I don't think we support this right now. But please write to us with a specific use case so we can internally have a grooming session and see how this can be implemented. Obviously, we don't want you to create 1,000 pages for every record. There has to be a dynamic element to it. It has to be also as well secure. So I just want to make sure that people cannot guess a variable and find somebody else's record that is not meant for them. But again, it's quite complicated. I am unfortunately not that super technical. We'll talk to our CTO and get back to you.
Okay, perfect. Next question. Apologies if this has been answered during the presentation. Does EasyPortal support mapping linked records across different solutions?
Yes.
Okay.
So you mean linked records from one application to another? Yeah, of course.
I think that the specific question is cross solutions, right? Not because in SmartSuite you can link between applications that live in two different solutions, but I presume the answer is yes to that too.
Yes. So you can have several blocks that look to different solutions. In fact, different even accounts in SmartSuite.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question over here we have about custom color tables. Does EasyPortal support custom color tables?
So like different colors for
I think when
various.
they type in the hex code for when they're changing colors of like different blocks or items within EasyPortal, can they
So
type
right here, so just type in your color of any color you want, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a hex.
Julian is asking, is there or will there be a place to import and implement an entire brand guide, especially for typography? He wants to implement a full brand guide, including like the font sizes, colors, styles.
So instead of using one of our fonts and one of our preset colors, you're going to bring in your own font. So import your font, import your styling guidelines.
Like a brand guide, which will apply to the entire portal at once based on the brand guide. So he doesn't have to change every specific block.
Yeah. So it'll be done right here. And then you're just gonna, this is the place where you pretty much apply your brand guide and the typography. But again, so right now we allow you just to choose from what we have, importing your own. It's not on an immediate roadmap, but please leave a comment on Kenny and we'll see how many people want this and see how fast we can get to it.
Okay, great. Our next question is it possible to do an API connection?
We don't have APIs right now. We only use SmartSuite as an API, but I want to understand the use case. So what would be the use case for EasyPortal as an API hub to what?
Okay. Sounds good. I guess they'll get back to you with that. And we have our next question. So to confirm, to enable filtering by user, does each app have to have a link to the user field?
Yes. So every table that you would like to have content filtered by logged in user should have a field with that user. So we have it in here, reports. I have it here in projects. I didn't show you projects. Assets, didn't have it. That's why I couldn't show this table filtered to the logged in user. But if I add a new link record right here and do users or users, then I can start adding users here. And that means when I come back to the assets and I go now this, I have now available link users. So now this is working. Okay.
As a follow-up question, can you follow in the future, instead of following a link to a user per table, would you be able to follow logic? So let's say I have projects linked to users and then I have tasks linked to projects. Do I have to have the user table on the tasks or can I just link to the projects?
Finally, thing, in preparation for this demo, I also felt that we should have that because I was doing the steps on, okay, so I have the projects here, and I know the projects here are connected to clients. So why do I need to add clients here?
Exactly.
This should be enough. We're gonna add that.
And even exactly pass through logic and even 2, 3, 4 steps, right? I can have projects. Okay, excellent. Looking forward to that. Alan is asking, will there be capability to embed portals on websites?
So you have your own website where you're going to embed it. Sure, you can just you can just take this link and embed it as an iframe into any website. Just set the height and width, and that's embedded. Do I want to have a special embed code? Not sure, because it's just taking the business out of us. I don't want it to be on any other website. I want it to be on our website.
Sounds good. Okay, good point. Julian is asking, I guess we touched on this, and you have a public pricing page, but he's asking if you'll briefly touch on the pricing model. So I think let's just suggest that you visit the public EasyPortal pricing page, which is not currently implemented, but that's what it will look like when the pricing page.
So our commitment to you is not going to change for you. All the beta users, what you get. If you're going to have any updates, we're going to have any changes, they're going to apply only to new users whenever that comes. For all you guys here who are using portals, who are already building stuff, that is the criteria. If you have more than 5 portals, boom, you're on the business plan. If you have more than 5,000 external users, you're on a professional plan. If you have only 5 collaborators or less, you're on a starter plan. That's the criteria.
Okay. We have another question. Is there an instructional document that I can use to go through to build slower than this demo?
We're going to build that. We know that we need to have a lot of FAQ pages and a little videos. It'll be like a video how to add a block, how to connect your data source. It's all going to come soon. We actually bringing you people who are going to be only working on that piece. We've just been busy building stuff, and we didn't have a lot of time to document it. I hope you can just use the video and just put the on 0.5 speed, or just stop and start and do it for now. But we're going to have a nice, beautiful FAQ page and quick starter guides and stuff. If you get really hung up, just write to us and we might schedule a personal demo. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I'll just say again, the YouTube video will be published within the next 24 hours on the SmartSuite YouTube channel. So check back in, or if you register for this webinar, you should be getting an email tomorrow or later today with the link to that YouTube video. And so feel free to, like Viktor said, watch the video on slow. And Viktor, as a suggestion, maybe if someone on your team can go through the video or this webinar and just write a quick blog or product guide step by step, outlining with GIFs and product images every step that you took during this, so that those who don't want to watch a video but want to read can have something available to them. I see your thumbs up, so it sounds like we'll have that resource coming soon. Solomon is asking, will it be possible in the future to customize the cards so that design is somewhat customized?
So we're going to have several versions of the card display, and there'll be much more styling coming in around the way you presented the data. Maybe you want it not left aligned, but center aligned. And we don't show any images here at the top, but if you want a full width image or small image, so styling is going to come in as we bring in more style versions for every block, including the card view.
Okay, amazing.
If you can write to us the specific layout and like a screenshot what you like, and you say, oh, this looks great, we can consider it, okay?
Amazing. Our next question is, I notice it's not possible at the moment to use customized email domain for email notifications. It's conflicting when the URL is customized, while email notifications uses a different domain.
Good point. Basically, and there's something I didn't show you as well. If you have all your users and you want to send a massive email blast to them, hey, I've created this portal, you can go in, check it out, and log in. You can go to user management select and send an invite. It's going to create this email from EasyPortal, and you can put your own custom text, and it's going to go out to all your user base. Now, at this time, it's styled from EasyPortal, but I can definitely see that for a paid plans, you will be able to bring in your own branding and your own URL. It's not going to come from @easyportal.com. It's going to come from pro-marketing.guru.com. Yeah.
Amazing. And we have a question from Chaim. Can we have more detailed explanation of the Fillout integration?
So at this time, EasyPortal does not have a direct Fillout integration. Fillout is integrated with SmartSuite, and EasyPortal is integrated with SmartSuite. So I can see how you can create nice Fillout forms. And by the way, we also have a block, a dynamic block called forms here, and we just didn't have time to show it to you. We don't want to compete with Fillout because that's what they do. This is the only thing they do. And boy, they have a really good product. So if you have a simple form, our form will be great. The form will be enough. If you want a very complicated form with lots of conditions, and I saw their demo, you can use them and then use their embed code and put in that Fillout form as an embed code block, like an iframe inside of the portal. And that way you're going to have Fillout in the portal, which is going to connect data to your SmartSuite. And then the SmartSuite is going to send that data back to the portal. And everything is just the data going around and interacting and doing all the things while you're drinking coffee.
Sounds good. Yeah, I guess just to reiterate, what Viktor was showing before is the embed code. So there's an embed block that you can use to embed Fillout forms, and Fillout is obviously integrated with SmartSuite, or you can embed there or anything else. Okay, we have two quick clarifications, and I think we're reaching the end of the questions here. And just to clarify, the question before about is the data filtered on the back end or is it filtered on the browser? Folks are pointing out that it's not just about speed and performance, but it's also a security and privacy question, because if it's filtered on the web, anyone who goes into the developer tools can see what the page is trying to load.
Oh, no. Nobody can see the data. Oh, yeah, for sure. If you do this and you go here or you go to the network, you will definitely, for sure, not see any kind of other data. So it's not like it's there, but it's hidden for anybody, but it's actually in the HTML. No, we don't load that data.
Yep, perfect. Because I've seen that with other products where sometimes the data is like folks are saying, like the average user doesn't know the data is there, but really it's pretty easy to get to the data because it's being filtered on the browser. So sounds like the data is being filtered on the back end, and I'm glad we were able to clear that question. And then the last question is a quick clarification about the API question. Again, sounds like you guys will take this offline, but just to throw out the use case, I'm wondering if I could build out a website using the portal. I have a hotel booking site and access to a travel concierge that have API capabilities, and I would like to integrate it into my website. Would that be possible? So it sounds like they want to use EasyPortal, and then they have a use case to use APIs to pull from some other booking system that they're using.
Please send us more details so that I understand better. Again, you can bring in a portal into your existing website through iframe. But if you want a more native look, we need to see how we will bring it in. I can't answer this right now. Unfortunately, I need to talk to the developers and see the specific use case. Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, Viktor, it's been an absolute pleasure hosting you. This has been a phenomenal webinar. We're 20 minutes overtime, which just is a true testament to how much the folks have enjoyed and are very engaged. I think this was the first public demonstration, hopefully the first of many public demonstrations and use cases of how to use EasyPortal with SmartSuite. And I hope we didn't challenge you too much with all these sophisticated questions coming in from the users, but I think it shows the level of sophistication users want to be using EasyPortal and SmartSuite, which I think is a great thing.
We're super excited to see what you're gonna build. Obviously, when we were building, we had one thing in mind, but you guys are gonna take it to the next level, and we're super, super excited. And please submit your feedback, requests. We want to build it around you.
Amazing. Thank you, Viktor. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, Avi. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.